So I love to cook from cookbooks, also get some ideas from YouTube. If I'm shopping for a specific recipe, I usually end up with vegetables and herbs that that are left over, that I didn't use in that particular recipe. So what I tend to do is to pull some broth out of the freezer that I made previously, heating it up and adding the vegetables and herbs and see what kind of soup I can come up with. This way I'm not wasting those vegetables and herbs that I bought from a previous recipe. Somebody once said, behind every vegetable is a farmer, and those farmers worked really hard to bring those vegetables to your home, to your kitchen. So I always feel a little guilty if I waste vegetables. Soup is one way to really get the most out of the food that you bought, especially the vegetables, and really honor the farmer behind that vegetable.
Vegetables make up the bulk of the aromatics. Earlier we talked about developing layers of flavor, and we talked about frying aromatics in oil. Well, vegetables are most of those aromatics that I use. These are some of the common ones, including green peppers, which you can buy frozen or fresh, carrots, celery, onions, and mushrooms. Leafy greens are a fabulous way to not only add some color and some texture, but also they are very nutritious. I tend to add these towards the end of cooking. They soften, and if you cook them too much, they'll get mushy and gooey and the texture just won't be right. So try adding these at the end. Alliums are a staple in savory cooking. They include the garlic, onions, shallots, leeks, also scallions and chives. We use this all the time without even realizing it, but they are an important part of developing those layers of flavor, especially in the beginning with the aromatics. One thing to note, garlic burns easily, so if you're going to fry up some aromatics in the allium family, be sure to add garlic in the last 1 to 2 minutes. That way it won't burn. Everything else is pretty hearty. There are a couple things to consider when using root vegetables. Root vegetables are a lot more dense than the summer vegetables that are grown above ground. So you're going to want to either dice them small or shred them or slice them thin. Carrots can add some sweetness and a lot of flavor. That's why we use it as an aromatic. Potatoes are a blank canvas, so they're there to add the starch, the texture, and really showcase another food. Parsnips have a slight licorice flavor, and beets you have to be careful because they will color your dish dark red. For the rest of the vegetables, you just want to keep in mind the density and water content. If they are a dense vegetable, then just dice them small or shred them. If they have high water content, just know that they're going to add some water into your soup, such as cucumber and squash. For tomatoes, I like to use canned or fresh. Canned tomatoes are bred for flavor, not for shipping. They are harvested in the field and canned the same day, so they're a good option. Cabbage, I like to keep a bag of pre-shredded slaw in the fridge. It lasts a long time, and I can add it into my aromatics. It fries up nicely and has a nice sweetness to it.
Hopefully you have some new insight into how to add vegetables to your soup, waste less food, and really eat healthier. In the next section, we will touch on dietary fat.